Welcome back, guys. Got Justin with me from Outdoor Gladiators. He is kind enough to help me build a PC. Well, he's gonna build it. I'm gonna hand him stuff because I don't know what I'm doing. But you can check Justin and my channel out at Outdoor Gladiators. I'll leave the link down below. As I told in the previous video, I'm part of their channel now. Super excited. So this is kind of a different style of content we're bringing you, but
I feel like it's important because
yeah,
you can use this for editing.
Yeah.
We're going to show you some tips and tricks on how to start your editing process, and it starts with the hardware.
Yep. So we'll catch you guys when we start building it. I'll leave that in the
What I like to do is build it, start with your motherboard, and get as much as you can attached without interfering with your case. So always lay it down in here. It's got the, I don't know, like foam little layer in between, so you're not really messing anything. Wash your hands. First thing I like to do is I like to install the processor into the motherboard. Next will be SSD. These are things that won't affect when you're installing the motherboard into the case. You won't have to be doing too much pressing in and down on it, not too much force used when you put it on there, because that motherboard is going to be slightly lifted off the case, so that circuitry is not touching the back of the case, messing it up, rubbing against it, or whatnot. So I always try to get as much as I can on the motherboard before I actually put it in the case. Starting with the processor. We are adding an i7 10700K. These are not top of line, but really up there. And we were talking and debating on what we were going to do at an i5 or an i7. We figured an i7 would be the best, so we have the best processing speed that we will need to not only edit videos, or not to only game, but to edit videos. Video editing takes a lot of processing power along with memory. So we went with a higher processor that's fast.
And we'll make sure we leave links down below on everything that we got.
Yeah, we can purchase these parts.
Yeah, do maybe even a price breakdown. I know, when I first started talking to Justin about building or having him build one for me, I was like, I want to stay around the $700 to $1,000. And then as we started talking more, he said,
I just don't want him to run into any problems when it comes to editing. Editing takes a lot out of your PC.
Yep. So.
All right, we are going to add the processor. First thing we need to do is remove the cover that comes along with that. You press simply down on this pin, lift that up, and that's going to lift that little cover up. You slide. Is this just a pop one? Okay, it's just a pop one.
So
pop the
that's
cover
like,
off.
So that's just there to protect
To protect
that.
it.
Okay, and then you put the CPU
And
in.
put the CPU in. Another thing is, do not, as best as you can, do not put your fingerprints on the pins.
So does this one have the little triangle then on the corner? I seen the video that I was watching them showing.
Some do and some don't. These have the little grooves.
Oh, okay.
So you'll know there's only one way this is going to fit in. You're going to know by either the triangle or the little grooves. So, little update. We did a compatibility test online before you bought this, and the compatibility test was wrong. So, we're going to resend back in our processor, get a new one. It's just a quick clip in. We're going to definitely show you that. We'll just cut it at the end of this video, put it in. You'll see it. But we're going to move on. SSD, easy to install.
Do you want to put this cover back on, Justin, for the process?
Put your cover back on. Simple. Just put this down.
Cover it on first, right? Or no?
It's like a little clip on, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Slide that in. Undo the cover. Slide this in so you're not damaging the pins. No, it is just
Oh, yeah, it was on the outside.
Okay. Regardless, the clip is on. Your motherboard is going to come with this little screw. Do not lose this for your SSD if you're doing internal. If not, throw it away.
Throw it away.
Where's the knife? You're going to take your SSD. There's a little slot underneath your CPU more than likely. All you do is insert this into your Ultra M2 or whatever type of component you have on your motherboard. Be gentle, don't force it. Clicks in. It's going to be lifted. That's okay. To set that, all you do is take your little screw that came with the motherboard if you need it.
The one you said to throw away.
If not, throw it away.
Yeah, but we need it.
But we need it. So, it's tiny. You can lose this. Do not lose it. Simple, just slides right in there. You take your little screwdriver and shake it for some whatever reason. Too much caffeine. You don't need to go crazy with the tightness. A lot of people think that it needs to be really, really tight. Do not do that. Just snug, and you'll be all set. It's gonna do its job. Not gonna come loose unless you're just really crazy with your PC, which I suggest you're not. That's it. Should come with some screws. If not, your case will. No, your case should come with the screws. The case come with some screws. Screws. Okay. Dang it, they didn't install all the sensors. So why is this not lighting up?
Cover on for the back, that plate. Enemy cover.
And this one, can you pull this one back? Which one? That's right there. Make sure the lines are finished. Okay, lines up there. You're gonna need a set screw there. Yep, okay. So, what this part here is just checking to see where I need to screw. Now these small screws, I'm just going to place them right here. Hopefully you can see it. These smaller screws are the ones that are for the power. These thicker ones, as you can see, are meant for the power supply. Now, if you're like me, I always drop these and they're a pain in the butt. Try to place them as best as you can in your corners. In your corners first before you put pressure on the center. I don't know if that's necessarily right or wrong, but that's what I was told. And I just hand tighten a little bit. Keep that in there. Push this back over here. Don't hold that for me. Okay. I need to put a little bit. I need to put a little pressure. Yeah. Can you push on this side? You're gonna have to give it a little bit of force. It's okay. It's just pressing against the plate. The plate's bouncing back on you.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's got those little springs I seen.
Okay, hold that. Oh shoot.
Damn magnetic screw.
Pretty much all those screws are in place. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws in the motherboard. Now you see that it's elevated off the back of the case. This is important. You don't want your components to touch the metal.
Just for static reason or
Oh, it's good. Heat, static, grinding, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Because your PC, when you move it, you know, you can shift things.
Yeah, true.
And you want to make sure that this is secure, not touching, rubbing against things. And it helps with airflow behind it. So,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of different reasons why that's important. Okay, now that's it. You could either do the GPU or RAM. We will do the RAM next. Before we do any wiring, you want all this stuff plugged in. Then we'll put the power supply in.
What is that again?
RAM?
Yeah.
To
That's
explain it, to explain it in really short, dumbed down version. This is the memory that when you're processing stuff, the cycles through here to get your simple tasks done, along with your complex tasks. It's separate from your video memory. Your video memory will do anything related to video games, graphics. Important note: make sure these tabs are pulled back. As simple as that. It looks like it's only the top, not the bottom. So how do you know which one's okay, 1 and 3, or 2 and 4. You have to alternate them. I don't know why. I hate it. That side clicked in, that side clicked in. Okay. That part is nerve-wracking because you feel like you're going to break and snap your motherboard. Trust me, it sucks, but it can withstand that. Okay. Part's done. Yeah, sorry. Graphics card time. Okay, we went with a 1060 micro. Only difference between a micro and your normal one is it has 1 fan versus 2. Still has the same amount of ports. Your HDMI's, your DVI's, and your DVI-D.
So that's where you plug all your.
The only thing different between this is just a little bit more noise. Yeah, this is where you're gonna plug your monitor in. Simple thing with this too, we gotta make sure that we have enough room for that one there. Yeah, we do. Okay. So I need these two.
2 pins popped out.
Yes. Screw. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Why do these not have screws in them?
I don't know. Same thing.
That's not right. Do they just slide? No, they just fall back in. Oh. There you go. Slide it out. No. Simple like the Ram.
Pretty simple.
Okay, now the set screws that you took out, that has to go right in there. No? Oh,
It just drops down.
no, not yet. Well, I guess, yeah, it actually does. Okay. This is a different one than
Oh, really?
and that's gonna keep it snug. That one you want to take.
Oh, you do.
This one you want to take. This one you don't want to move around.
Look at me helping.
There you go. Done. Yeah.
So,
We're gonna slide in from the back. And this is simple. It's just 4 little screws on the back. So, not only is this where you turn on your PC to have power to it, your power button's up here, but this has to be either on or off. But you're gonna have 4 screws here. That comes with your motherboard, or excuse me, your case. And it's these 4 slots here that secures it back to the case. Put those up.
Did you explain about the fan? Power supply? The fan needs to be down, right?
We talking about the power supply?
Power.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the fan has to be down. Also, well, no, it doesn't have to be down. Excuse me. It does not have to be down.
Oh, it doesn't.
No. This one is down.
Okay.
Not going out.
What a view. It's a view, Clark.
The only thing I would suggest I guess I can just do it that up here.
No.
Looks pretty clean.
Yeah, I think so.
We just gotta make sure these work. If they don't work, being connected like that, we
Yeah.
have to try to figure out how we're gonna connect.
You would think so. I mean, it's no different than you'd think than like Christmas lights running on the series.
Right.
Alright guys, so we got the cooler in with the fan. When we put the CPU in, put just a little dot of thermal paste in the middle, and then you smush this cooler down. You got your 4 screws around it. You have to take this fan off. It's pretty simple. You just take this little, I guess, ring off there, and it goes on pretty simple. There's a little mounting plate on the back side of the tower that you screw that into, and it goes on. You just plug it in. Got the fan plugged into the thermal unit, and then it's plugged in right up top there at CPU fan. So that was pretty simple. We did get the wrong solid state drive, so I just went to Best Buy and I picked up a different one. I'm hoping it works. We were having issues with saying it couldn't find the driver, so let's go give it a try. All right, powered up. Going in to install Windows. So we got this far before, so let's see if we can go a little bit farther. Don't mind the cord management. I'll do that once I know it's good to go. Let's freaking go, guys. She's working. Heck yeah. Woohoo. Man, what a relief. just that one little simple thing, you know, and the solid state drive fit in there too, and that's what just blows my mind away. You know, Justin has been a huge help, and one of my old coworkers, he was troubleshooting with me this morning, and they finally ended up both figuring out that that was more than likely it. So between the two heads, so, you know, I'm brand new. I've never built a PC. I've never even thought about it, and Justin talked me into it. So I'm glad he did. I know this is going to be a dang good computer, and like I said, I'm excited. So Windows are installing, and hopefully once that gets done, then I'll plug, I have the CD-ROM here with all the BIOS and drivers and stuff, so we'll go from there. All right, guys, we got her all completed finally. A couple of hiccups, but we made her. So got a little bit more wire management to do. I'm gonna leave that up to Amber, but what do you guys think? I'll leave all the items and stuff below. I think my total is right around $1,500, so that's not too bad. I got the GeForce GTX 1060 graphics card. I got a solid state drive 980 Evo. I'm not sure what the cooler was. I got a ASRock motherboard, GameMax GM 700 watt power supply. And then my tower is a Monotech tower, has 5 fans, I think. 5, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 fans. Fan on the bottom of the power supply. And then obviously my cooler for my CPU has a fan as well. So it was a fun project. It was a little stressful, but I'm glad Justin talked me into doing it. So, but I hope you guys like this video. We're gonna try not to make it super long, but if it is, I hope you stick around to the end. Like I said, I'll link all the products down below in the description on what I got. So hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, smash that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. And as always, shoot straight.